Hello and welcome to Hot Money on Bloomberg Quint Live, India's first digital live streaming business news service. This is a show which gets you a complete wrap of all the stocks that are buzzing in trade. I am Darshan Mehta. Let's welcome our expert then, Raja Venkatraman of Chart Advice, Gaurav Bissa of LKP Securities, and Kkunal Parar of Choice Broking join me on the show. Thank you to all of my guests for joining me. Before we go to our analyst, let's call in Yash Upadhyay, who has a chart on Airtel. Yash, what's the chart indicating? Good morning.
Good morning, Darshan. So I have a buy call coming in on Bharti Airtel, and we're using the stochastics indicator. It is basically a trend following momentum oscillator, and it shows the price movement relative to the highest highs and lowest lows. Now we've seen that the stock has been in a bit of a corrective mode, and it has gone from the levels of in excess of 340 to again back to 300. But in today's day of trade, we are seeing on the back of higher than average volumes, the stock is up, and the blue line over here, the stochastics line, that has given a positive crossover, but the crossover has happened below the mark of 30, so this is an early buy signal, so watch out for Bharti Airtel then.
Okay, so that's a buy call, early buy call coming in on Bharti Airtel. We'll ask our guest, before I move on to the guest, historically, if this trend had changed, what was the returns that you would have generated? So
Darshan, 3 out of the last 5 times that the indicator has thrown a positive signal, it has managed to give returns of close to 4% over the next 10 trading sessions.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on Bharti Airtel. Let's begin with and ask our guests what they believe. Raja, Bharti Airtel, what's your view on, will the momentum continue?
Actually, the momentum is more to the downside. So okay. I would actually be a seller in this. Like today, of course, we have seen some bit of recovery, but the around 285, 290 levels is still under pressure. The MACD is indicating that the trends are negative, so I would be a seller anywhere below 290.
Below 290. What about you, Kkunal? What's your view on Bharti Airtel?
Well, right now, the way stock is trading, I can say, no doubt, it may go up, but up to the level of 316, 318, because over there the stock has a strong resistance of 21 and 50 DMA, and in yesterday's trading session, no doubt, stock has formed a hammer candlestick. So based on this formation, the stock may touch to its upside level of 316 and 318. And if I talk about RSI has a strong support somewhere around 35, 36. So RSI even may give a bounce back from the present level. So based on this, stock may give a good upside movement, but my view is up to the level of 316, 318.
Okay, so technically limited upside. Gaurav, what's your view on Bharti Airtel? Is it a long or is it a short?
Good afternoon. For me, it would be a long. There are a couple of factors that we need to keep into mind. One, it's trading in a range, like my fellow gentleman over here told. It's been trading between 295 and 325, 335 on the upper end. It's bounced back from the support levels. If you look at the option chain, 310 and 300 put option has seen decent amount of writing, and there's a positive update that we are seeing today in the chart. So there's a possibility that as long as trading above 300, it can retest the levels of 318, 320. 320 has the second highest concentration among the call chain. That is going to act as a strong deterrent on a very immediate basis. To have a risk reward in favor, a small dip towards 304, 305 can be bought, 298 can be the stop loss. On the upside, 318 would be the target I would be looking out for.
Okay, so that's the view that's getting in. We're getting a little bit of contradictory views as far as Bharti Airtel is concerned. But we'll start with the first chart from Analyst. Raja Venkatraman has a chart on Mother Sumi. Raja, if you can join me, we'll have the chart. What does this chart indicate? Which is the indicator that you've used, and what's the potential up? It's a sell. What's the potential downside?
Yeah, I've used the Ichimoku indicator, and as we can see that the stock has been on a continuous descent since the entire last year, and even now it's making lower highs. So there is continuous selling pressure on this. Plus, I have used the ADX DMI concept, and that clearly indicates that the red line, which is the negative DI line, is in force. And this white line indicates the strength of the trend. So the strength of the trend indicates that the bears are still in control in this counter. And looking at the kind of markets which we are in, where you are having a bullish possibility as well as a bearish possibility, this stock could be traded on the downside, because also this weekly chart has having this descending trend line, which is actually halting every rise. So now this rise which we are seeing, it's not even willing to go up till here. That means there is a lot of bearish pressure in this count.
Okay, can you explain Ichimoku in little detail on why you've chosen this indicator and which part of this are you indicating?
Yeah, I'm these two lines which you can see.
Yeah, what is the significance?
It is based on two different periods. One is a 52 period and one is a 26 period. Yeah. So both these lines are converging here.
Okay.
And they are resisting the prices from going up.
Okay.
And this you can see is over last almost 4 to 5 months.
Okay.
And now we are seeing that the price is slowly cascading down. So with this scenario and the resistance in play, the possibility of selling is more evident.
So it's at 155 now. Would you recommend shorting at 155? Would you wait for any kind of bounce back? What's the stop loss?
I would recommend to short at both in parcels at current levels and also on rise towards 165 to 170.
Okay.
Placing a stop loss above 180 for a drop towards around 125, 130.
Okay, so that's a potential downside you're saying. Thank you so much for that, Raja. What about you, Kunal? What would you do on Mother Sumi?
Actually, I have the same view on bearish side. After being plunged up to the level of 140, stock went into a consolidation phase, and right now it has given a breakout of its peanut formation, which is a continuation formation. So at this level, the way stock is trading in a downtrend, and after this breakout, I am seeing a downside movement from the present level as well. And if I talk about RSI, then RSI as well has given a breakout of head and shoulder formation on a smaller time frame. So with the help of this peanut formation, which is a continuation formation plus head and shoulder formation on a smaller time frame on RSI, I can say that it is a good level to get into stock for short side. Even I'll say that if one can get a opportunity even for an upside movement, then he can sell even on he can use sell on rise strategy up to the level of 162. While at that level I'll put an SL at 170, and downside I'm seeing somewhere around 140 level. So I have the same view on bearish side.
Okay, Gaurav, would it make 3 on 3? Are you also negative on Mother Sumi?
I am negative on Mother Sumi. If you look at, like he's already explained beautifully that it's in a downtrend. Having said, it has a strong support at levels of 140. And if you look at the last 7-8 days or 10 days of data, we are not seeing aggressive short positions getting built, and it's been consolidating as well. For me, it's a sell, but not at the CMP, but any jump towards 160 or probably, luckily if you get around about 162 or 161, then you can have a stop loss of 165, play for targets of 145. That breaches, then a lot of pressure can be expected. It can head towards level of 135 as well. It's weak, but the risk reward is not favorable. One has to also take into cognizance the lot sizes are very large. So if you have a 5% stop loss, that might not actually be a very good move. So for me to have a better risk reward, sell on rise. But as far as trend is concerned, I'm totally in the view that it's on the weak side. Okay,
so the trend for Mother Sumi is negative at this point of time. But the strategy, at least from all of our guests, is that short on rallies is something that they are talking about. Let's invite our next analyst, Kkunal Parar, who is positive on TCS. Let's have the chart. Kkunal, why are you positive? What's the indicator that you've used? And explain the chart.
Actually, today the stock has started its upside move above its upper band of symmetrical triangle formation. So one can say it's a clear breakout level, and after even one can see over here at this level, even at this level, the stock has taken a 3 times support of 200 days moving average. Okay. So it's a good sign for stock for long-term perspective, as well as on a smaller time frame, the stock has been trading with a strong support of 21 and 50 days moving average. So based on the moving average perspective plus based on the formation breakout perspective, I can say that the stock may give a good upside movement in coming trading trading session. Even if you talk about RSI, even then you can see over here RSI has given a breakout of its downward falling trend line. Even we can witness over here good volume over here. So we can say this is a valid pattern, valid breakout. So based on this breakout, I can say stock move towards up to the level of 2030, 2050, and downside at this level support comes at 1870. So one can go for a long side with the SL of 1870 for a target of 2030, 2050.
Okay, so it's a potential over 100 rupee up move that potentially looks possible on TCS. Thank you so much for that, Gaurav. Would you buy TCS at this level?
I would buy TCS at these levels. It has bounced back smartly from the support that he has mentioned on 1800, 1825, and on the verge of a small breakout as well. On hourly charts also and 2-hour charts, it has given a breakout on from inverse head and shoulder pattern. So it is good. It's a reversal pattern, so it is good. If the current levels are sustained 910, 920, then a dash towards 2000, 2010 can be expected. For me, the stop loss would be 1880, 1885 on the upside. 2000, 2020 is what I would be looking out for.
Okay, Raja?
I am also bullish on this counter. One should again parcel this move because the move over the last, despite its weak numbers, the move has been quite surprising. So one should actually look at pullbacks towards 1850, stop loss below 1800 for an upside towards maybe even 2000. So I feel that about 2000 the prices could accelerate because the momentum will also kick in, because the momentum is right now warming up.
Okay.
And if IT stocks are really going to fire around, so this stock will definitely take the lead.
Okay, so TCS is one of the IT stocks. The next stock is also an IT stock, and that is what Gaurav has recommended. It's Wipro this time around, which is trading, Gaurav, you can come in. Let's have the chart, which is trading near a 52-week high. Let's pull up Wipro, and Gaurav, you need to explain to us once the chart comes up why you're bullish on Wipro. I think we'll need to wait.
The stock has also taken a lot of time to break out.
Yeah, so I think the chart is also taking that much time to come on the screen. So I think there is some issue.
Is this?
I'll ask my producer, is there some issue with the chart? Yeah, we have the chart.
Yeah. So this is basically a weekly chart, and it is forming a cup and handle pattern. This is the cup, this is the handle. It's a continuation pattern, and this is a 4-year breakout that we are talking about right now. Right? Within the chart setup, this is and the smaller cup and handle pattern that we are talking about, this one.
Okay, there are two cup and
handle. There are two cup and handle patterns. This is a smaller time frame, probably a year and a half, and this is a longer one, which is a 4-year consolidation breakout that we are talking about. The volume participation has been quite good, quite robust. If you look at the futures data, 5-7% over addition has been seen so far. 340 call option had a lot of concentration. We ourselves were selling quite huge 340 call option. It's now commanding a good portion above these levels. Now we can expect some acceleration to come into the picture, and with the kind of a breakout that we have seen, it can easily go towards 400, 420 kind of levels in 2 or 3 months. Okay. For me, the stop loss would be 320, 325. As long as it trades above the breakout levels, there's a good chance that we can see a spike towards 400, 420 levels.
Okay, how did you make this? Just a word. How did this purple line come out? Is it the connecting the two earlier tops?
Yeah. From here. So this is the breakout level from the cup and handle pattern.
Okay.
Where people should also understand where the breakout has actually happened. So this is it reversed from here. Again, we saw small reversal, and then we have seen a close happening over here. So in all likelihood, we'll have a weekly close about 345, 350 as well. So the breakouts would hold, and this time I think this stock can give supernormal returns in a very short period of time.
Okay, so Wipro, thank you so much for that. We'll speak to other guests. Raja, Wipro, would you be bullish?
Definitely. Multi-month breakout about 2015 high, about 340 was, we were actually waiting for it quite a bit. And now this strong move to the upside definitely augurs well, and we can expect a move towards 420, 425, and the momentums are also just getting started. So all in all, it's a positive sign.
Okay, what about you, Kkunal, Wipro?
Yeah, I have the same view. Means it has given a breakout of its neckline of copper handle formations, and the stock has entered into an uncharted territory with above average volume. So it clearly indicates that the stock has spread its momentum dynamic to an upward level. So whenever this kind of structure takes place, normally it indicates a good upside movement. So even my view is for Wipro is like an upside movement. I am seeing somewhere around 385, and if it crosses above 385, then it may plunge up to the level of 421. So I was the same view up to the level of 385, 420.
Okay, so potential, consensus view that's coming in on Wipro in the IT space. So we had TCS, now Wipro again. So IT seems to be the flavor of the discussion today. Let's move on to the second round. Raja has a call this time on Havells. Post the numbers, did manage to rally almost 6%, then cooled off a little bit. But Raja, are you still bullish on Havells?
Yeah, very much. If you can see here, after 2018, it has been displaying signs of seen candlestick. This is called long body candles, so which indicates that there is a lot of activity. So it has been displaying this pattern, and if you can see here, it has been displaying long body size candles, which indicates that there is a lot of bullish momentum. And around these levels, the prices continue to hold. This is around the 650 region, and now with the results also coming in quite positive, so the stock is definitely trended for the upside. Plus, we are seeing a fresh beginning of upside momentum on the MACD as well. So all this together could present a good opportunity for initiating long.
Okay, what's the target? What's the stop loss?
The target
713 right now.
Yeah. So target is towards 775.
Okay.
And if you want to take it from a positional play, you can also even trade it towards 825.
Okay.
And one could also look to buy it towards dips around the 675 region with a stop loss below 650.
Okay, 650 is the stop loss. So it's more like a positional play that you are
advocating. Yes, because it's just opening up.
How long before targets come in excess of 800?
Say within the next 1 month.
Okay, 1 month.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. Kkunal, I believe you also have a bullish call on Havells. Let's have your chart up and let's discuss what you have to say.
Son, over here, stock is trying to sustain above this, neckline of its cup and handle formation. You can see over here, and this is like the perfect cup and handle formation, because this cup took a 4 month and while this handle took a 1 month. So it's like a good ratio if we consider cup and handle formation. And right now stock is sustaining above this neckline of this cup and handle formations. And if we talk about the over here, if we can over here, the stock, the RSI is giving a breakout of this downward falling trend line. So overall chart structure of this stock is looking good, and my view is for the target of 775 and 790, while downside for the time being support comes at 690. So I'll say it's like good time to get into the stock for the target of 775, 790 with the SL of 690.
Okay, just one thing that it broke above this important yellow line. It was there. It wasn't able to sustain. It's come down. What's the why are you saying that the potential upside could continue? There's a possibility like others it could just come down also.
Actually, there is a more chance like the stock. Actually, there is a more chances to break this level, because we can see over here the RSI has already given a breakout of its downward falling trend line, as well as over here stock went into a consolidation phase, and at this level stock gave a breakout of its consolidation phase with above average volume. So overall chart structure with this time frame and longer time frame, it looks good, attractive for the stock. It may accelerate from the present level.
Okay, thanks so much for that. So both Kkunal and Raja have given their view. It's up to you to decide now what's your view on Havells.
I am also positive. We have also recommended to our clients in our organization. I concur his view that it's giving a breakout from cup and handle pattern. I was probably thinking of a weekly chart, because that is reducing a noise a bit. Yet to give a breakout above 718, 720, but 7-8% over addition in last 5-6 days. Price action has been quite positive. RSI has already talked about. So the possibility is there that we may see a good spike coming in next few trading session. For me, it would be a 5 to 7% jump from the current prices. For me, the stop loss would be 685, 690, and I think this is a stock that should be on the radar.
Okay, so it's a consensus bullish call that again coming in for Havells, and the last stock, at least from our experts, and again Yash comes in, is Indigo. It was pretty much the stock of yesterday. Gaurav, let's have the chart up. Gaurav, yesterday the big move came in. Today it's managed to consolidate a little bit. Are you bullish that the uptrend will continue?
Yeah, I expect that. I would not like to preempt. As you saw from here, the candle, it made a top from the neckline. It has been consolidating. We have not seen a breakout or sort happening. So it will be more of a conditional trade. You buy above 1185, 1190 spot levels, and it has corrected from levels of 1500. We saw levels of around 700, 720. Now this is an inverse head and shoulder pattern on daily charts. It's a reversal pattern. It has more efficacy when it is seen at the lower levels, because then it shows that we are seeing a reversal happening. A crossover has already been seen, and the volume participation has been good. Generally what we have seen, you can look any large candle over here, it goes this particular candle, and then some consolidation is seen, and then it again picks up a momentum. Similar is what I expect, and that is the reason I say that you buy about 1185, 1190. For me, 1350, 1450 would be the targets, and 1080, 1100 can be the stop loss. So for me, I'll say in the way that flight 6E, 1185 is ready to take off.
Okay, that's about it. So basically this is more like a positional trade and conditional trade. So 1185. Yes. So if it moves another 25 rupees, that's the move. And who should they and people, if they are trading, should they watch for this for the spot level or the futures level?
No, this is the spot chart, and I would also play with the spot levels only.
Okay. And so what would that be if someone is buying the futures? What level should he? Should he watch the spot level and then buy on the futures?
Yeah, you can.
Or you have a futures level?
You can do that, but I generally don't play with 70-80 rupee or 100 rupee stop losses. For me, if it trades above 1185, 1190, you buy a future, have a 25, 30 rupee stop loss. It can give you a quick buck towards 1225, 1230. can get out at those levels, and then we can see some consolidation. It will take some amount of time, 4 to 6 weeks, and then it can head towards 1350, 1400.
Okay, so that's a bullish call coming in. Thank you so much for that, Gaurav. Raja, what would you do? His is more like a positional call and a conditional call. What would you do at 1160 on Indigo?
Yeah, actually, looking at the entire setup on the daily charts on the spot Indigo, the resistance zone which he needs to cross to really get into the bullish zone is to 1205. So I would be turning a contra here.
Okay.
I would be looking to short at current levels.
Okay.
Short and rise towards 1190, place a stop loss of 1205 because the stock has given a good rise. So one could actually encash it on the way down and book a profit around 1100.
Okay, that's the view. So it's a contra view that's coming in. Kunal, what's your view?
I have a bullish view. Darshan, the stock is trading with a 21 into 50 days positive crossover, as well as if you talk about 22nd Jan, then at that level it took a support of 200 DM, and after that we saw a good upside movement in yesterday's trading session. It formed a opening Marubozu candlesticks with above average volume, so it overall indicates an upside movement. But even I'll go with a conditional buy, because at 1188 it faces a second time resistance, so definitely I'll get into stocks if it cross above 1188. If it happens 1188, then I'm seeing a good upside movement somewhere around 1323. So definitely I'll go if it's sustained above 1188.
Okay, so that 2:1 as far as the bullish side on Indigo is concerned. But remember, both the guests who are bullish on Indigo have said 1188 is the level that you need. 1185 to 1188. So probably above that level is where you should look at accumulating Indigo. Then the potential is much higher. Raja has a short view on Indigo with a target price, with a stop loss of 1205. So that's the view that's coming in on Indigo. And before we end the show, let's welcome Yash Upadhyay again. Yash, you have a chart on IGL this time around. Explain the chart.
That's right, Darshan. Afternoon. Not really a call coming in, but again, crucial levels to watch out for when it comes to the proprietary Bloomberg indicator. So we are using the trender indicator over here. The red line, or the green line over here is the trender line, and that is very close, or within 1% of where the stock is trading. So the green line trades at about 275 rupees. The stock is at 276. Should it manage to close below the mark of 275, the trender line would flip its color from green to red, and that would potentially mean that a move on the downside is likely when it comes to IGL.
Okay, you seem to love this trender indicator. You come out with this every time we do this show. Okay, historically, how does this play? Because if you're seeing on the chart, at least on the downside, the downside was very, very sharp the last time. But what's the
last time it got triggered over here in the start of August, and it went falling all the way up from 320 to as low as 220. So almost a 100 rupee move we saw on the downside. But well, at least in the short term, at least on the next 10 trading sessions, 3 out of the last 5 times you would have made money with a downside of close to 5%.
Okay, 5%. Thank you so much for that, Yash. IGL?
Yeah, IGL, I'm in line with Yash. One should actually be looking to short even right now, because the stop loss is close at hand around about 290. Because as per my Ichimoku study, it has entered into resistance, and it's a perfect time to enter a short trade.
Short trade, okay. What about you, Kkunal?
Even I'll go with the same view. I have a bearish view on the stock at the present level. If we say recently the stock faced a strong resistance of its upper band of triangle formation, and normally this kind of structure indicates a weakness. And if you talk about RSI just come out from its overbought zone, and it is trading right now in a negative crossover. So normally whenever this kind of chart take place, normally it indicates a clear sell indication. So even I'll get into the stock for short side from the present level, and if I'll get an opportunity to sell it on rise level, then definitely I'll go short for sell on rise up to the level of 283. While at that level I place a SL at 290, and downside somewhere around I'm seeing a 265, 263 level.
Okay, what about you, Gaurav? What's your view on IGL?
I would concur with Yash, but he said, once it gives a breakdown, only then one should be selling. I'll sell below 274. Keep a stop loss of 279, 280. On the downside, 265 to 260 can be expected. Not at the current prices, but let it fall down a bit. Then we can initiate a fresh short position.
Okay, so that's the view that's coming in. Again, you know, the Bloomberg proprietary indicator trender did indicate that it's more like a conditional. If a certain condition it goes below the 275 mark, that is when the short trade will be triggered. But before we wrap, we'll ask our guest what's the view on the Nifty. At least quick answer: 11,000 this series or no?
No.
You don't think it's going to happen? What about you, Kkunal? Do you think 11,000 can come? It is hit on the futures. I'm talking about the spots one. 11,000 on the Nifty.
Definitely, I am seeing 11,000 because, you know, on a smaller time frame, Nifty has given a breakout of its pin formation and after being a consolidator in a smaller range, and it has taken a support of its 50 days moving average, you know. So based on this formation, I can say Nifty may hit 11,000.
Okay, what about you, Gaurav?
Yes, I expect Nifty to test levels of 11,000 spot. I would not be a buyer here, but yes, I do expect Nifty to head towards 11,000 and above.
Okay, so that's the view that's coming in on the Nifty itself. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Hot Money. Raja, Kkunal, Gaurav, thank you so much for coming into the studio and helping our viewers with the right technical tools. Ask BQ comes up next. Stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint.